Hi everyone, welcome back to YouTube classes. It's Divya here with class 8 physics. So till now we were being seeing about what is force, what is moment of a force and details related to that all we have all seen in the previous video. Hope you all have gone through that. Okay. Now what we are going to do is we are coming to the next topic in the same chapter, that is pressure. Okay. Now in that pressure, let us see the definition. What are the factors affecting that for each cases? So in a smaller classes, when you're learning about pressure, you're learning the definition, the unit and all that. So before going deep into it, let us recollect what is being learnt. Okay. Now when you talk about pressure, what is the definition? Thrust per unit area, isn't it? Thrust upon area. Do you remember? So this is what the definition we have learned for pressure, that is pressure P is equal to thrust upon area. This thrust is nothing other than your force. Thrust is only your force. Okay. So pressure you are having the definition like this and the equation like this. Then what was the next you have learned? You have learned the unit for pressure. Unit for pressure will be Newton per meter square because it is force upon area. Force is Newton, area is going to be meter square, and hence you have Newton per meter square, and this Newton per meter square you also call it as Pascal also. So Pascal is going to be the unit of pressure. Okay. Now after that, let us see what are the factors affecting the pressure. So when you come to the factors affecting the pressure, what it can be? See, you are already having the equation for pressure to be pressure is equal to force or thrust upon area. So what can be the two factors? One will be the magnitude of force and second factor will be the area, isn't it? So what about the force, how it will be acting? Larger the magnitude of the force, more will be the pressure. Or then what about the area? See, here area is coming in the denominator, isn't it? So what does it mean? As the area increases, pressure will decrease, and if the area decreases, pressure will increase, isn't it? So one which is having less area is going to have more pressure, and one which is having more surface area is going to have less pressure, isn't it? So that is all with the pressure in solids, and that was what we were seeing in the smaller classes, and so many examples also we have seen, isn't it? So that is the same you are having here in the introductory part also. Now examples given in the textbook, you can read through that. Those are the same examples you have learned it in your previous class, in your 7th class or in the 6th class, isn't it? Same examples, no change at all. Now let us come to the liquid pressure. See, when you learn about pressure in your smaller classes, one point you are having, liquid exerts pressure in solids, liquids and gases. So depending upon the molecular theory, it varies. So molecular theory of solids, liquid and gases, all you have learnt earlier itself, isn't it? Okay. Now let us come to the next topic, that is factors affecting the pressure in a liquid. Now when you talk about the factors affecting the pressure of a liquid, you are having, see, what is liquid pressure? Pressure exerted by liquids, you call it as the liquid pressure, and you have already learned it in your smaller classes. This liquid pressure is going to be in all the directions, so that we will see here also. Before that, let us come to the factors affecting the liquid pressure. One factor is going to be the depth of the liquid or height of the liquid, and second is going to be the density of the liquid. Now when you talk about the depth of the liquid, here I want to say something, that is, see, height of the liquid is, height in case of solid you will take it from bottom to top, but when you consider the liquids, this depth or height will be equal to the depth. Okay, which means that always for liquids the height will be considered from top to bottom. This point you have to always remember. Now when you come to the depth of the liquid, as the depth increases, what happens? Pressure will also increase. Okay, as the depth or height increases, pressure of liquid also increases. Now when you talk about the density, one which is having, see, different liquids are having different densities, isn't it? Densities of liquids will not be the same. That you have already learned when you learn the topic density there. So one which is having more density, two liquids are given, check which one is having more density. One which is having more density will have more pressure, okay, and one which is having more depth or height will also have more pressure. Got it? So for this you are having some examples or experiments in your book. You can take a glass tube, attach a deflated balloon to that, you pour some water in that. See, you can see that balloon will get bulged. Why? See, due to the pressure of the liquid, what happens? The balloon will bulge. So what another one you are having is the same experiment. You are going to have the opening here in the test tube, isn't it? There you are going to attach the balloon and fill it with water. You can see the balloon will get bulged or inflated. So that also shows that the water is going to exert pressure on the sides also, isn't it? Now next, if you are having a balloon or any cover or anything, you just put it with holes in that, or you can fill it with water and put holes in that. You can see water coming out from all the directions, which shows that pressure is going to be exerted by liquid in all the directions. Okay, now when you come to the height, see, when you talk about the height, you can see it here. You can take a test tube, put one or two holes in that, cover it with a adhesive tape. After that, fill it with water, remove the adhesive tape. You can see the water coming out through the heights, through the holes, isn't it? So the bottom one will be falling with more force or more pressure towards larger distance. Why? I told you here height is considered to be the depth. That is why you are having the bottom one is going to have maximum height. So height will be calculated like this, or the depth will be calculated. So accordingly, largest depth will be for the bottom part. So according to the depth, increase in depth, the pressure will also get more. Okay. So these are the basic things with your pressure in liquids. So you are having all these experiments in your textbook. You can go through that. Now when you come to the consequences of the liquid pressure, I told you the case of a dam is given there, isn't it? So bottom part will be having more thickness. I already told you the depth will be, as the depth increases, pressure will increase. So automatically when you come to the bottom of your dams, there the pressure of liquids will be very high. So there it has to be made more thicker, because it has to overcome the pressure of at the bottom more than at the top, isn't it? So that is the reason behind you are having more thickness at the bottom than in the top. Okay, so this is all about the pressure in solids and pressure in liquids. Go through the portions. If you have any doubt, you can put it on the comment box. So in the next class, we will go with the pressure in gases. Okay, thank you children. Stay safe. Bye.